Prabhuji, as the Supreme Lord is the well-wisher of the living entity, so when he comes here to rescue the living entity. So why he performs such pastime which create confusion, controversy, or cannot be appreciated by the conditioned soul? So
Okay.
why not only those pastime which can be appreciated by a conditioned soul?
Krishna is the well-wisher of all living beings and he descends to deliver them. Then why does when he come to this world perform pastimes which bewilder people? Why not only those pastimes which actually can elevate and enlighten people? Yes, Krishna descends to this world to elevate people. That is definitely true. At the same time, Krishna is reciprocal. See, love can be unilateral, but a loving relationship cannot be unilateral. Relationship has to be bilateral. It has to be reciprocal. I can love someone and they may not even care for me. But then there cannot be much of a relationship between us. So when Krishna descends to this world, he descends for benefiting all living beings. But there are living beings who are opposed to him. Their purpose in life is to often defy God, to deny God, to go against God. And at one level, this world is an arena for experimentation and rectification. Experimentation means the soul wants to try out. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do that? Maybe this will make me happy. This will make me happy. So it's experiments. So the world offers us arena for experimentation. And then once we understand, all these things don't make me happy. It is only serving Krishna that makes me happy. Then there is rectification. And the world offers us facility for rectification also. So that experimentation, that exploring of multiple alternatives, that is not only with respect to the things in this world. That applies even to Krishna. Because the souls, when they are in this world, they will perceive Krishna in different ways. So these multiple options are given because the souls have a wide variety of desires. Last year I was in Melbourne, so at that time one devotee asked a question that we are told to do good and we are told to avoid bad. But why is it this in the world there are so many bad options? The bad options are so many and the good options are so few. Why is that? So I answered, that's how it always is in any multiple choice exam. Usually 4 wrong options, 1 right option. Now the student could make a case against the teacher. He says, you put 4 wrong options. That's why, I failed. But the teacher also gives knowledge. Teacher also gives knowledge. And if the choosing of the answer was simply based on guesswork, then you could make a case against the teacher. But when the teacher is given knowledge and the student has had the opportunity to study that knowledge and then choose, then when the student doesn't choose properly, that's because they have not studied well. So similarly, just as there are multiple choice exam, the wrong options are not meant to fail the student. The wrong presence of the wrong options, if the student knows there are going to be wrong options, then their presence makes the student study carefully. And by studying carefully, the student can choose the right option and gain marks and move forward. So like that, there is a right understanding of Krishna and there is the wrong understanding of Krishna. Or the less than correct right understanding of Krishna. And all these understandings are possible because the souls approach with different desires, different mentalities, different dispositions towards Krishna. And Krishna says, Ye thamam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamyaham. As all people surrender unto me, I reciprocate accordingly. So Krishna not only descends to this world, Krishna also gives us philosophy. Krishna also gives us the philosophy by which you can understand his actions in this world. Krishna also gives us a bhakti tradition from which we can get a clearer understanding of his actions. So he performs actions in a way that is reciprocal with people's desires. Those who want to come close to him, they will come closer to him by observing those actions. Those who want to go further away from him, they will use those very actions to go further away from him. And that is simply his reciprocal nature. Krishna does not discriminate, Krishna reciprocates. So he reciprocates according to our desires. So if we want to, now if you look at the world, there is so much intricacy, there is so much complexity, there is so much coordination. that all this cannot have come without an underlying supreme intelligence. But people can always find out something wrong in the world. Now we all drink water. None of us can drink water if there were no rains. And the whole system of rains is so intricate and complex. That is all a manifestation of divine intelligence. But atheists can accuse that if God has provided rains for us to have water, then why are there rains on the ocean? But there is no need for water. Yes, there is rains on water so that atheists can ask this question and doubt the existence of God. To understand this point, that suppose there is a house in which there are 100 rooms and 99 rooms are spick and span clean and one room is disorderly. And then a wise person will say, there must be a cleaner for this room. There must be someone maintaining this room. That's how the 99 rooms are clean. And if that one room is unclean, there must be some reason why this person has not maintained, why there is uncleanness in this room. But if somebody takes that one unclean room and says that, hey, therefore, because this room is unclean, there is nobody maintaining this house. No, that's an invalid understanding. If somebody wants to actually accuse that this room is not maintained properly, they might take that as evidence. But no rational jury will base the evidence, base a judgment only on that one room. So like that, in general, when we look at whether the world itself or Krishna's actions in this world, whatever it is, if we look at his overall actions, they are not only understandable, they are appealing. They are transcendentally appealing. Very beautiful. But there are some actions which he performs, which Jiva Goswami explains in the Bhagavad Sandarbha. He calls them as Asura Mohana Leela. Asura Mohan Leela. These pastimes are performed for deluding the demons. Why? Because that's what they want to do. They don't want to surrender to Krishna. Even when Krishna comes in front of them, and in front of them, they want to defy him. So Krishna allows them to do that. And so these pastimes, for example, Krishna was shot by an arrow and he died. And then afterwards he left behind his body. This often says, therefore Krishna had a material body. But if you look at the circumstance, it was an arrow which hit the leg. Now anyone with a basic knowledge of the body knows that while making such a decision and take their inputs also. But there is no need to adhere to any particular form of education as absolutely essential for the practice of bhakti. Now, many of the devotees who are preachers in our movement, they went through the mainstream system of education. I went through the mainstream system of education. Now I'm trying to teach Bhagavad-gita with my capacity. Now, if I had been taught Bhagavad-gita since my childhood, maybe things would have been better. But we have to work with what we have. We can't just imagine things. See, bhakti, I'll conclude with this point, bhakti is not about turning back the clock. Bhakti is about turning on the compass. Turning back the clock means we try to recreate the past in the present. That is not possible. The world has changed. We cannot go back to 16th century Bengal or the third millennia BC when Krishna was here. We can't turn back the clock. Bhakti is about turning on the compass. Turning on the compass means the heart has a natural attraction towards Krishna, whether it is our heart or whether it's children's heart. And how to activate that attraction and how to provide facility for that attraction to grow while also growing in this world, that is a challenge which all parents have to individually take.